it's getting busy at Wildfin American Grill on Vancouver's waterfront. Washington allows indoor dining at 25%, headed to 50% in just days. Yet restaurant employees did not make this cut for vaccine eligibility.
We're out here with the public every day, and honestly, as soon as they opened up those doors, it was like they came running towards us.
I believe that we are just as susceptible as grocery workers or other frontline workers. We are dealing with the general public on a very intimate and regular basis.
The state's rationale for not including food service folks in Tier 2 of Phase 1B is that restaurants are generally smaller and have alternative options to avoid congregation of customers, such as takeout and delivery options. It added, that being said, this is a topic currently under discussion. Back at Fred Meyer, employee Cindy King just finished up a shift working around a lot of people.
You know, I'm interacting with them all day long. And
Hello.
Because,
It starts in 5
that's
minutes.
one thing you can think because I've got health problems myself.
Those health problems meant King could get vaccinated even sooner, and she's glad her coworkers can now too.
I think everybody should get vaccinated. I don't care which one it is. I get either the Pfizer, the Moderna, the Johnson & Johnson, get one because you're saving lives.
Others included in this phase are food processing and ag workers and transportation and corrections workers. Altogether, this adds about 750,000 more people into the eligibility pool here in Washington.
Spring break is fast approaching, but think back for just a minute to this time last year. Oregon beaches were shutting down. Coastal communities were telling visitors to stay away. But things have changed. With the city of Seaside now in the low-risk category for COVID, planners there are anticipating big crowds this spring break. And they're ready. So are businesses. At Driftwood Restaurant and Lounge in Cannon Beach, the tables are still 6 feet apart. Hand sanitizer stations are spread throughout the restaurant. It even plans to expand its outdoor seating into its parking lot even more. And while coastal businesses prepare, it's important visitors prepare too for some limitations.
That's everybody's concern in the industry is what are we going to be dealing with coming up too? Are people going to be less likely to wear masks? Is there going to be more frustrations, you know, at your host stand or inside with people not wearing masks?
The overall message from the coast, visitors are welcome, the beaches are open, but this pandemic is not over, and all need to act accordingly.
So now here we sit. I don't know how long the motel is going to hold out. After that, I guess we're on God's good graces because we have nothing.
More than 6 months after the wildfires ripped through Oregon, some people are still living in hotels, unsure what the future holds. Tonight, Christine Pitawanich has a look at the struggle for a couple on the coast.
It says it starts in 2 minutes.
To the Ashley Inn and Suites in Lincoln City to meet a couple who lived in Detroit. That is, until fire burned through the Santiam Canyon in September. This is Linda Beck.
This is home. There we go.
Well, as home as this hotel room can be.
And this is Brandy. Say hey, Brandy.
It's nice. I appreciate it. I appreciate the help that they've given us, but this is not our home. I haven't had my wife's home question in 6 months.
Charles and Linda Beck have been married 37 years. They remember the night their RV and most all of their belongings burned.
I opened the door and we were in a firestorm. The whole town was on fire.
It was a phone call at 2:30 in the morning that woke them up.
All I could think of was, I gotta grab all of his meds, his insulin, get the dog, get a couple of cans of food for
Hello, it starts in 1 minute.
I think we're gonna die, sweetheart.
Yeah, he did. And I told him God was with us.
The Becks didn't have insurance on their RV. Charles has health issues. Linda is retired.
It's Tom Grant
A little bit I make on disability.
and Shelley Rudolph.
And since their escape, things haven't been easy.
And the nightmares every night are like unbelievable, you know.
Even with the help of an advocate, they've been turned down for assistance from FEMA multiple times.
The man that I bought the RV from passed away, and his grandson is the heir. And so GME gave me a form with an official document,
He got it notarized to prove ownership.
brought it back in, and FEMA still denied it.
You know, they've done everything that they've been told to do.
Melissa Bauer is with the Santiam Service.
It says it's starting
One
soon.
of the groups helping the Becks.
Like we have one individual that applied 8 times through FEMA. Survivors shut down after a while. Sometimes people give up.
It's almost like they're laughing at me. It's like they have no intention ever of helping me.
But the Becks still hold out hope.
So now here we sit. I don't know how long the motel is going to hold out. After that, I guess we're on good graces because we have nothing.
The Becks say what would help them out the most, getting an RV. Meantime, the Santiam Service Integration Team says more caseworkers from the state to help families navigate the complex recovery process would be helpful. Christine Pitawanich, KGW News.
Wouldn't it be great if somebody out there could help them with an RV? We did reach out to FEMA asking about fire survivors who apply for help but are denied. We have not yet received a response.
Oh, come on.
Coming up, if you're staying closer to home this spring break, you can now take your family to a local ice skating rink. What you need to know about COVID safety before you hit the ice.
It says we couldn't find an antivirus software installed on your PC. Really? I have antivirus software.
Please give to the KGW Great Food Drive going on now.
The COVID-19 vaccine is here. That's why we created the KGW vaccine team.
We're researching the answers every day so you can make an informed decision for you and your family.
Cut straight to the facts. Visit kgw.com/vaccine.
It's Marion's biggest sale of the year. Kerosene carpet and waterproof.
All right, it says, someone said happy St. Patrick's Day to all. So I will wish you all a happy St. Patrick's Day, which I also typed on the YouTube. Now, I should turn my, if he's on YouTube, I should probably turn my YouTube off. Is he also going to be on Facebook Live? Let's look.
In just 1 year, the need for food has almost doubled.
Watch.
And we
Let's
can
see.
do something about it. At Pacific, we're out to nourish and inspire every body.
I don't see him on
That's why we
Facebook.
believe in the KGW Great Food
It says
Drive.
waiting
Please give at kgw.com/food
for Tom Grant.
drive.
Your donation just got a dozen times better. Now through Friday, every time you make a donation at River Market Credit Union or online at kgw.com/food drive, Willamette Egg Farms will add a dozen eggs.
How to change the way you pizza. Step 1, grab a delicious Papa Murphy's pizza. Step 2, bake. Step 3, chow down on the deliciousness. Right now, get the Cowboy Pizza for just $13. Papa Murphy's.
Clear is a word you hear a lot of Beaverton Toyota. It is their strategy and their promise to you, but what does it mean?
Well, every letter in Clear stands for something, and L is one of our customers' favorites because it stands for the lowest price posted on every vehicle, including on BeavertonToyota.com.
So L removes the guesswork.
Exactly. It makes it easier.
What did Jen Psaki say again about Trump?
And one price, that's always the goal. Experience Clear at Beaverton Toyota.
The Gresham Owens Corning is now hiring for production and maintenance roles at our insulation manufacturing plant. Be part of a company whose people and products make a material difference in the world. Gresham Owens Corning offers competitive pay, great benefits, and a $1,000 sign-on bonus. Apply online today at owenscorningcareers.com.
It says it's supposed to be starting soon.
Welcome back. We're hearing from Commissioner Joanne Hardesty just a day after the head of the Portland Police Union abruptly resigned. He stepped down over a serious mistake related to false accusations that Hardesty was involved in a hit and run. Here's Morgan Romero.
Yeah, her car doesn't even run.
A couple weeks ago, an activist group said they got a copy of a police report that named Commissioner Joanne Hardesty as a suspect in a hit and run. Hardesty strongly denied.
Yes, people like to say hi to Woof Woof. Hold on.
Turns out the hit and run caller incorrectly named Hardesty, and Portland police later cleared her. Hardesty, a longtime critic of the police, and Mayor Wheeler, the Portland police commissioner, want an independent investigation into how people outside the PPD found out about the report. Portland police tell me there's an internal investigation happening right now. That brings us to Tuesday, when Portland Police Association President Brian Hunsicker resigned over what the union is calling a serious, isolated mistake related to the Bureau's investigation into the alleged hit and run. The union's executive board didn't explain how Hunsicker was involved, only saying in a statement, quote, "When we make mistakes, we must hold ourselves to account. This is what the public expects of us. This is what we expect of ourselves." Brian's mistake was not driven by malice. It was a serious mistake. The union asked former President Daryl Turner to slide back in as executive director. On Wednesday, Hardesty told us he called her office asking to talk. but she says she doesn't know anything more than we do.
The paper shared no information directly with me about this incident at all.
Hardesty hopes third-party investigators get to the bottom of what happened and look into potential political and racial bias and the Bureau's potential ties to white supremacists.
I hope that the due diligence, the investigation actually uncovers what the mistake was, and that we, the public, and myself included, get to know specifically what he did and why he did it, and then be held accountable for his behavior.
Mayor Wheeler,
I'm still waiting for it to start.
While I appreciate Mr. Hunsaker's self-described act of accountability, I demand he give a full and transparent accounting of what he did and what his motivations were to Commissioner Hardesty and the public. This comes at a pivotal time when the City and Police Association are renegotiating the union contract, hammering out hot-button issues like public transparency, especially in cases when officers are disciplined. Hunsaker, a 20-year PPB veteran, took the union job in November. In January, he said this about those upcoming negotiations.
I want to build trust. Every one of those people, including police that have bad officers.
We're waiting for the contract to start.
They should be disciplined. They should be held accountable for their actions. And they should be terminated if feasible.
I asked the city attorney's office about how Hunsaker's resignation could impact those contract talks. They told me they couldn't comment. In Southeast Portland, Morgan Romero, KGW News.
Portland police told us today Hunsaker will keep working for the Bureau and will get an assignment still to be determined. Are you looking for something to do to get out of the house? Well, how about hitting the ice? The Sherwood Ice Arena is back open, and as Silver Mary reports, it couldn't have come at a better time for the owners.
The Sherwood Ice Arena was forced to close last fall because of COVID-19. The new owners had no idea when, if ever, they'd be able to reopen.
Yeah, we thought we would have to be closed permanently, but it's such a relief that that doesn't happen.
It still says waiting. Let me look on Facebook.
In Washington County went from high risk to moderate. For Alyssa DeTurk, this isn't just any skating arena. It's where she grew up.
In 2000, my grandparents and another family built the rink, and it opened, I think, July of 2000.
Her family sold the arena last year, just 2 months before the pandemic began. The shutdown put the new owners on thin ice, and they almost had to close for good.
Or maybe a month, maybe. So, yeah, it was, like I said, it was such a relief when we were able to open and start getting revenue in.
With money coming in again, that means familiar faces are back.
So we have Open Skate, which is just for anybody to come skate on those sessions. And then we have Freestyle, which is for figure skaters.
You can't just walk in, though. You have to pre-register online before you can hit the ice.
Being very cautious going back into this. Temperature checks, tracing, all the things. And masks are mandated.
There can only be 25 skaters skating at one time, and masks are required for people out here and in the stands.
So we just implemented spectators. One spectator per skater can be here, which is brand new, and it's great because, there are little kids skating here, and they cannot have their parents.
Alyssa is thankful to see skaters and appreciates those who carried the business through the pandemic.
Super thankful to the community for backing us during this whole last year.
A community which helped save her childhood memories and can now be experienced by a new generation. Joe Ranieri, KGW News.
That is great news. The ice rink opening just as we wrap up winter and welcome spring. And Matt, it should be nice to have more weather like we had today for St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, it sure would. Today was absolutely spectacular. We actually tied for our warmest day of the year so far, March 12th and 13th. So it has been a great one. There's a look at Mount Hood from our camera in the Downs on the Oregon Veteran Zone. The clouds moving by. Notice the southerly direction. Clouds coming from the south there. The wind has shifted just a bit. Here's a live shot for you of Mount Jefferson from one of our cameras at Timberline Lodge in the beautiful and expansive Mount Hood National Forest looking south.
It still says waiting for Tom Grant.
It's 40 degrees at 6,000 feet. It's pretty warm. Now, here's the forecast for Mount Hood. The snow level staying in the winter zone, basically. A little high tomorrow, but then it drops down to 2,500 feet by Thursday. And we will get refreshments of snow on the slope. And by that, I mean a little bit of new snow. Pretty much every day except for Sunday. Nothing huge, 1 to 3, maybe 2 to 4 inches. But the skiing will remain excellent as we roll into spring this weekend. Conditions will be very winter-like. Hey, we hit 62, as I mentioned. That ties March 12th and 13th. For Portland's warmest day of the year so far, Roseburg, Ontario, both hit 65. Those are the hot spots in the state. The Dalles is 64. to be about 10 degrees warmer. We may see some 70s up in Hermiston tomorrow. Out of the coast right now, beautiful sunset about to happen, 49 degrees at Newport. And look for this. This is a picture taken by Jim and Karen Young near Seaside last night of the moon as it was setting. Now, this is the crescent moon. It'll be a little bit bigger today, but what's all this, you're wondering? That is not Photoshop. That is the dark side of the moon being illuminated by sunlight being reflected off of the Earth back onto the moon. It's called Earthshine for that reason, and it's fun to see, and I bet we'll be able to see it again tonight with the clear sky that we have. Tomorrow, though, it'll be cloudy, and the rain will set in around the middle of the day and continue into the afternoon, courtesy of that weather system right there. Now, this one, unlike its predecessors, which moved south, this is going to move.
Do I want coffee or a ginger beer?
It's not that strong of a storm. There will be colder air coming behind it. There could even be a thunderstorm at the coast. But we're looking at showers in the valley Thursday, showers in the valley on Friday, and then spring begins on Saturday early in the morning with more showers. But I think it'll dry out on Sunday. So there is some good weather this weekend. Hey, rough day in the deep south. Down in Mississippi and Alabama, lots of severe thunderstorms.
Let me see if there's anything.
Flooding going on down there. Well, I'm sure we're going to hear more about that in the days ahead. So they'll have a rough go in Dixie as winter comes to an end. In Portland right now, it's clear. It's still 61.
It says starting soon, but it's supposed to start 10 minutes ago.
It's raining and it's breezy. South winds up to about 25. So
oh, wait.
Sunset tonight, which is
she's live. Why isn't it? It says it'll begin in 17 seconds.
It drops to 3,500 feet late tomorrow. So again, there will be new snow, and the skiing will be excellent over the weekend. Stand up to 60 tomorrow. Remember, I mentioned. Let me know what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. Yes, in other words, oh, baby, kiss me. Well, fill my heart with joy and let me sing forevermore. 'Cause you are all I hope for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please.
Where's my comment?
And let me play among the stars. Fly me to the moon. And let me play among the stars. Let me know what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words,
what you doing, Woof Woof? Are you watching the concert?
Yes, in other words,
happy St. Patrick's Day.
Baby, kiss me. Fill my heart with joy and let me sing forevermore. 'Cause you are all I hope for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please, I'll be true, yes, in other words, yes, in other words, yes, in other words, baby, I
ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. Apologies, we are a few minutes late. There was a ghost in the machine. We had some exciting computer moments, but here we are with Tom Grant and Shelley Rudolph. A reminder that these musicians are working for your tips and your tips alone, so if you'd find it in your hearts and in your wallets to throw a couple dollars into one of the old digital tip jars, it is literally how we are surviving these crazy times. But also, we want to give something back to you. So for everyone who puts in $20 or more to one of the digital tip jars, you have a chance of winning 5 tickets to the Evergreen Aeronautic and Space Museum. It is the final home of the Spruce Goose. If you would like to see the actual literal Spruce Goose, you can go to the Evergreen Aeronautical and Space Museum. So put 20 bucks in and you might win 5 tickets, which I think is pretty neat. Also, if you just need to hang out for free, that is totally cool. We're just glad that you were here. Especially since we're on a new link, make sure to smash that share button, send the YouTube link around. There's a new YouTube link. We'll put it up in the chat. But also it's just on Tom Grant's YouTube page. Just go to Tom Grant's YouTube page. It'll be there. And text one of the comments you might know. Might dig these tunes. And now more tunes from Tom Grant and Shelley. Oh, Tom, you don't have your special ears on. There we go.
I knew there was something wrong.
Thanks for not.
There are people out there.
I was getting Jim Pitts.
Jim Pitts. Let us know.
If you're watching on my Facebook or my Facebook page, I put the feed of the concert on my Facebook wall and also on my fan page. So I'm turning off the Facebook feed right now. If you're watching on YouTube, go to Tom Grant's YouTube. I'm turning off the YouTube feed.